This one's for Van on the Run, and it's something that I've done myself, and I've come across myself, and the drive's come across because, you know, kind of new to the lorry game and all this kind of stuff. He was running the courier van for a bit, and he's jumped back on the trucks. And what he's pointed out, and I'm sure many of you out there that are on the old taco card will have noticed yourself, is that sometimes the driver's hours are actually, they kind of work against you. In the fact that, say for example, you're driving back to base, and your journey back to base, you've got like 20 minutes left to go, and on your sat nav it says 20 minutes. And it's a truck sat nav. Suddenly then, every second counts. And it's a bit like, that red light's orange, good enough for me. Oh, hang on a second, let's keep going towards that roundabout. I'm sure we'll be clear, that kind of stuff. Which actually could lead to a form of dangerous driving. A kind of, well, you really shouldn't be doing this, guys. You know, you should be doing it properly and safely. So, yeah, but if I do it properly and safely, I might have to stop 2 minutes away from where my yard is and then wait 45 minutes. I'm going to be home basically an hour later for the safe bit. So let's do it. Firstly, he turned around and he said it happened to me the other day. So I got back to the yard on 4 hours and 25 minutes. And he said, I actually rang the transport manager up, and they turned to the guy and said, look, if I don't get back in 5 minutes, I'm going to have to take a break. And he turns around and he goes, well, only 5 minutes from the yard, so put your card out. No. Whatever you do, don't do that. As my mate Nick the Urban Trucker said, is this guy a transport manager, or is he some jumped up manager who thinks he knows the rules? Because you can guarantee that if something happened when you spit your card out in the next 5 minutes and you went to court over it, he'd go, I didn't tell him to spit his card out. So looking into it, what to do in this particular situation. I'll tell you what to do, and I'll tell you what to do if you don't do what to do. First thing to do is stop. It's frustrating, it's irritating. I find it, I try to get my breaks along the way. I'm kind of lucky. I can normally get 15 minutes in the bin. So that somewhere where I'm tipping, I'll go, let you take this off. I'm just going to grab 15 minutes, go have a cup of tea. So worst case scenario, I get to 20 minutes away from the yard and I've only got 10 minutes worth of driving time left, and I stop at Toddington. And I sit there and watch, I'm on Star Wars Rebels at the moment, don't judge me. I watch something for 15 minutes. Oh, the guitar is back on the scene. I'm currently having a go at Man of Mystery by relearning the first song that Dave the Chris ever taught me, like, you know. And then the half hour flies by pretty quickly. 3/4 now is a bit more of a nose. That's the thing to do, is to stop. If you don't stop, then if you drive with the card in, it is better than driving without the card out. So you get back, you've overdone your driving time for 10 minutes. So you're supposed to drive for 4 hours 30, you've driven 4 hours 40. Now the ministry's going to want to know why. So do a printout, sign the printout, explain to them, say there was no safe place to stop. Maybe there wasn't a safe place to stop. Maybe you pulled into Toddington Services and it turned out all of the truck bays were full and you had to carry on going. Now be aware, if this happens once in a while, that's okay. Because the ministry understands that even with the best will in the world, sometimes things don't quite go according to plan, which is why what you do is you explain to them why it's gone according to plan. You've got a little book, I've got a little book in a leather thing here, write to them what went wrong, tell them what you're going to do to prevent it in the future, sign it and explain it. And if this happens occasionally, that's acceptable. If it happens on like, a twice weekly basis, they're going to go, no. Now, hang on a second, you're doing this wrong. You're not allowed to drive for more than 4.5 hours. You keep driving for 4 hours and 45 minutes. And then what they'll turn around to the operator and say, send him on a course and explain it to him. And if he does it again, verbal warning, written warning, and out. So, eventually, if you keep doing it, you do your job. If you spit your card out, then what will happen is if nothing happens, if there's no, like my old transport manager Daniel said, if everything's fine, then if everything's fine until it's not. So if everything's fine, you spat your card out, you go the extra 10 minutes, you get to the yard, it flashes 34, driving without card, that kind of thing. You get back to the yard. If you have an accident on the way back to the yard, a prang or something like that, if some drunken driver veers across the road, smashes into the front of your truck in front of 12 witnesses, and they find out that you were driving without your card in, they'll say it was your fault. Because you're a professional driver. You don't drive without your card in. You never drive without your card in. Because what they will class that as falsifying records. And then what they'll do is they'll come in and they will wipe through the entire company going, we want to see the cards of all the drivers, of everything that's gone on for months. We need to see audits. And that is not going to make you a very popular person. That's a very different scene to overdoing your driving hours by 10 minutes. Yeah, but like I say, in an ideal world, just don't do it. If you can get your 15 minutes in early, if you have to stop for an extra half an hour, it's not the end of the world, kind of thing. You can find yourself something to do, like I say, the old truck guitar's always pleasing, or, get the TV out or something like that, read a book, relax, put your feet up. Yeah, but no, I understand exactly what he says in the fact that sometimes the hours really, they can cause you to maybe go a little bit quicker than you should. But bear in mind, guys, if you go a little bit quicker, how many times have we done that? How many times have you gone to reverse? You just put it in reverse, bang! What was that? Oh, why didn't I just get out the lorry first and have a quick look? It was my old mate, when I started, my old mate, Simple Brian said, it's more haste, less speed. 5 minutes going through the paperwork at the beginning and going, says 5 pallets, they've loaded me with 4. And you go, oh yeah, hang on mate, there's another one in the corner, as opposed to driving 20 minutes down the road and getting a phone call going, you forgot a pallet, you've got to go back. And it's added like an extra 40 minutes an hour on your day. Just a little bit less haste, more speed, more haste, less speed, calm, easy. Best way to take care and take money.